Let's talk clarity. Here we are again. I got time. Um, I've been wondering what some of you might could think if somebody's willing to make a comment. My thoughts about a mission that I have stepped into. A mission that's it's not an easy one, but it's just started without any reason. I don't know a reason, but it's something a part of my own perspective on things, of course. And, I'm just determined to see through by, be an example. This mission is to redefine the boss lady era that I'm seeing with, the generation of women from the ages of 21 to let's say 35, okay? To redefine the boss lady era. I don't know if I could say that it could be over, from 40 to 55, retirement. I don't know. But anyway, the boss lady, the boss chick, the thing of, that it needs something else to do. I like the word diva. Before I dive into that, let's first understand that the boss lady era means, for many, the terminology itself, it has invoked an image with modeling, looks, fierceness, being powerful, ruling and speaking to people and becoming, celebrity, the successful woman who takes charge and, through crypto, perhaps, billionaire, dominates her workforce, her entrepreneurship, her home, her business. While there is nothing wrong with being ambitious and successful, the betrayal of this boss lady has often overshadowed what it truly came from, as far as the feminist is concerned. To be strong and empowering and an empowered woman, we're living in a world to where things can, be exactly that. But the idea of being, a boss lady that has been equated with competitiveness, that's there, competitiveness, that's no doubt, right? But aggression, ruthlessness, that part, it's really causing so many to become successful, I guess, right? But desperate in the eyes of what? What is someone truly seeking, and who they really truly are? I believe it's time for a shift in perspective, because in this time to redefine what being a boss lady truly means, it is going to help the younger women, the younger generations. To me, a boss lady is a woman who not only succeeds in her career, but also takes charge of her life as a whole entirety. A soft woman who chooses to surround herself with kind, loving, and supportive people. And also, of course, her softness, being the kind, supportive, love-invoking with her energy and her influence. The soft woman that is firm but very selective in how she stands and how she holds herself and what she appeared to be. So, as in boss woman principles, that is softness, that is transformational, using that softness It's a woman that prioritizes her mental and her emotional well-being. Not chasing anything, but actively working towards living a life of peace and happiness, and her authentic talent and skills, the calmness, the patience, herself, and the ability to just let go and remain her soft side that's nurturing and very much maintained with her skills and her ability to be flexible. Flexible in her emotions, flexible in the language that she speaks, and the title that she wears, when sometimes the boss hat needs to come off. Let me tell you, this is not any mission that I'm challenging anybody to do. This is my personal mission, okay? That's a difference. I'm not telling anybody to be a part of this whatsoever, but if there's someone to help, you know what I'm saying? I'm still at a point in my life to where I'm pretty much backing away from, those in my era that are aggressive, that are, stubborn in their ways. They can't even smile with the knowledge and the love. It's women that are bosses, and they're soft boss women, ladies. The mission that they're on is not easy at all, but it's worth it because it shows with their presence. I know myself, see? And it actually feels great to be sitting in a more relaxed mode. You know what I'm saying? Also, in a benevolent way. We live in worlds where we didn't even sign. Okay, we're not even present. We're not even, some people are having headaches over to see us on the softer side, even in the stories and movies. That constantly impedes us with messages and actions from a mentality that we need to be what? More loving, more softer, which sometimes causes a negative effect when it's the aggression. You understand what I mean? The strong, fierce, no feelings, the unnecessary competitive behavior. That's not a part of being successful anymore. Not for our children, come on. Not for our younger generation. But to be able to just play the game of life well. We are told to crush our competition. Crush our friends. Climb the ladder at all costs. Not to show any vulnerability. And whatever that is for some, I'm sure with some honesty to yourself, it's going to leave so many in positions of weakness, brokenness, feelings of isolation. It has nothing to do with solitude, my favorite word. But somebody having difficulty forming a deep connection, you know what I mean? And lacking intimacy in a relationship. Okay? They can't even be still. They can't be quiet. They can't listen to different aspects of themselves for improvement. And that increases anxiety. So many people end up popping pills to assist them to calm their thoughts, just to breathe. Just to breathe better. And the sense of emotional detachment, emotional detachment. Let me get that right. We often build walls to protect ourselves, right? From potential hurt, potential predators, hindrance, because we have to discern, we might have to reject. No. Judgment. Yes, we use judgments. And of course, the ability to fully connect with people, the right kind of people, good characters. But where I'm challenging anyone, I'm rethinking the mindset of boss lady. Being a boss lady is not about being ruthless, okay? Heartless. It's a way to protect yourself to do that. And you don't have to be triggered because someone else is triggered. It's about being confident and compassionate. It's about lifting one another and lifting yourself and elevating yourself and being still. Instead of always the examination, seeking problems, seeking what's wrong with her, seeking, looking for a problem, being like a possessed, not even taking in that energy that some people are so caught up in something like hell. They really expect hell to be on a woman and what? When did it all come up to each other? You got to feel bossy and tell somebody what to do. Is that? No. Excuse me? That's not the truth. Even though some create realities because some people may need to be told what to do, but some people may need guidance, effective things on how to go about being their super self. Some way making decisions that has a relevant to others, to a nation, to people, to groups, to their children, family, neighbors, communities. Well, the well-being of that. To me, isn't that not applying to that is not being a boss at all. We are setting examples for the next generation. This is what I'm looking at, the softer side. Young girls, they want to be soft. Look up to us, showing them that they don't have to conform to societal norms now. It's nobody going to tell me that it's okay for their child to go to school, and when you send your child to whatever school you send them, they come back disliking everything in your house. And there's nothing wrong with the nutrition because according to the doctor, the child is fine. Let's go there. According to the family doctor, there's nothing wrong with your child, but they don't went to school and they became a person with a whole bunch of stuff that's not behind the doors, not just one home, but the whole entire, clan. So, young ladies, we don't have to be mean. We don't have to be, driving a hammer and out doing what daddy didn't do. Or being suspicious because he never even showed up. Or someone, I could be a better what? Better than who? It's not even necessarily about having to always think about someone who did something violating you to where you hate everything about yourself. And now you got to be hard because nobody was there for you. Nobody stopped your, what you had to see and what you had to deal with. Nobody's out to get anybody. It's not always about that. Sometimes you see certain things and predators, they can stay right, they can walk right on by. Your energy. Yeah, I understand. There's certain things, but it's not always, sometimes you need to learn how to walk with not just yourself. Walk with a certain energy. It's better to just be knowledgeable about behaviors because being soft does not mean you're being weak and you can't protect yourself. The consequences behind the negative effects that could get in the way of someone's production, someone's safety, actually being able to even observe or protect yourself physically. You don't have to be aggressive. Learn without being intimidating or hardcore, having a hard control that isn't nothing to do with the intent of building teams that win, family members, children, in the creation of their own self and well-being for what they have, their entire body, the spirit, the mind. I am on a personal mission to surround myself with women who support and uplift each other. And I have that. I have that beck and call from here to Tanzania, my South African sisters, my West African sisters, and of course my United States sisters and my Caribbean sisters. Instead of seeing each other as threats, it takes courage and strength to break away from these pivots, these unrealistic expectations and attitudes. And I truly believe that together we can redefine the boss lady era. Okay? She's not a salesman. Okay? It starts with each and every one of us making a conscious effort, because guess what? Even when you got a business and you making sales, it's about what you magnetize to. It's a source and it's enough. Okay? It's a source. It's enough for everyone to go around. To change the narrative, okay, it's about celebrating each other's successes. And when you celebrate someone's success, it's not a competition. Either you're going to be a team player or either you're going to be opponent. But that has nothing to do with aggression and ruthlessness. We're supposed to be cheering each other on instead of viewing each other as competition, opponent, wrestling match. It's about forming sisterhoods of boss women. Softness is the empowerment. And it inspires. It inspires our brothers, our sons, but mostly importantly, it gives poise to having better understanding. It's about taking care of ourselves and each other. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. We need to prioritize our mental and emotional well-being and make a conscious effort to live in a more peaceful, happy, and calm life. All right? I could care less about lifestyle. That's a hat that come on and off. And I can go there, but this ain't that conversation. So, in doing so, we are always going to be showing up sometime. Other women, that is okay to take care of those groups or be in a group and, that group has a certain system of operation. But in the era of what social media is doing and what people are trying to build, it's just some of it is just not making no sense. Because whatever you're building is what you're building. Somebody else building should not have to come down because someone else is having something in there. Where we constantly compare ourselves to others, it's easy to get caught up in the rat race, right? And to lose sight of what truly, truly, truly matters. And I urge anyone, what I'm working on is not easy. I don't know. All to take whatever I have to do. I'm stepping back. I reflect. I deflect. Whatever that is, whatever being that aggressive, mean-spirited boss, ruthlessness, listen, to strive for the success that you want and to be at what cost, eventually it's going to tear up your spirit, your body, your mind. And ain't nobody going to be able to cater to you. to take care of you. And when I say take care of you, we're not living in a world where any woman wants to just sit alone, you know what I'm saying, in her mansion. Go right ahead. I mean, my goodness, who gonna find you when it's over? Who gonna look for you? So what I'm saying, it's about being kind and compassionate leaders who lift others up, not just serve. It has to be an understanding of what you serving. Some people can serve shit. So I want to leave you with this thought, okay? Let's redefine this boss lady era together, okay? Because somebody talking when you're live together with a bunch of women in the room and you going 15, 20 minutes, a half an hour, and nobody can say nothing, and you're just listening and looking, and they ain't even thought. You're speaking to a level and you don't have no idea what you have projected. Come on now. You're not being a boss woman. I'm going to match your energy, right? No. That has become wildly popular along with the trend of mess around and find out. As funny as these may be, this isn't the time or place to show how badass you are. Some people be using that mentality on their loved ones, and they really genuinely are good people, but they don't sound right. Young girls do not need to be telling their elders certain things, and I call it just messing up with people. I mean, in fact, let me say this. When dealing with difficult individuals or situations to where we sometimes have to, monitor who we around and what Mr. Jerry is doing, okay? What Mr. Jerry doing over there. The best thing you can do is have complete control over your emotions, because you may not like what Mr. Jerry did over there. Okay, so avoid allowing another person to get you to behave out of character, because there's certain things that predators are looking for. You understand? And they could see a whole lot more than what you understand. And if they can see certain things and you so busy running your mouth, it's a whole lot of stuff going on when you can't pay attention to your surroundings. This is because when you lose your cool, everyone will see it and hear it and think you're the problem. Sometimes it works like that. But if people know the soft side of a boss woman, usually a soft side of a real boss woman, if she lose her cool, it is imprinted that she has so much cool, so much doggone cool, so much softness, that if she lose her cool, it must be for a reason. Let's choose kindness over competition, support over comparison, and self-care over burnt out. I have the energy and courage to do this. I am about anticipating a transparent and constructive conversation, especially if you're having to live or work with someone or be put in a position of relevance for business, for life, that is conducive to livelihood, whether it's work relations with projects, to have to be in a plane and at a deadline and execute it without sabotage. I mean, who wants to have to be that damn cynical, pegged as an issue and a problem? Now, let me say this. I know I talk about being a problem seeker. I talk about plenty of people being problem seeking whores. Okay. But It's necessary to just actually avoid and changing the boss lady era and get some softer workplaces, some atmosphere, some softer attitudes, and not to a point to where it's so damn soft to where you messed up in your membrane. It just, no, nobody's looking for, the Michael Jackson feel of, because me and you both know, even Michael Jackson, they got some videos, and that voice was a voice, but some people got it twisted. So perhaps, I use Michael Jackson, but at this time, I can't even think of a female that, if she wasn't an actress, I could say that was her nature. You know what I'm saying? She's very much a boss, but she's soft and she could get some things done. And I'm not going political, none of that. But perhaps, you can have an ally, and address concerns and conflicts directly, or at least keep yourself informed and functioning well and being unbothered. Okay, let's talk clarity. I'm going to get this crystal clear. Okay, is it that important to have a person so uncomfortable towards, a certain degree, to where the animalistic side of things, the primitive state of reality shifts, the approach of a conversation or mindset from within your own is projecting so loud, your thoughts is letting it fall off, the attitude of maybe disrespecting somebody, and the response for that short action is a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Those long-winded conversations. See, a boss lady, your time has ran out. It's the soft era woman that's coming into perspective of purpose, okay? Playing her role, okay? Coming with a focus on finding solutions and fostering mutual understanding and flexibility, okay? Clearly through communication, okay? A perspective of being able to listen actively. You know what I'm saying? And it does within all understandings, okay? So, this viewpoint that I've given, I'm just speaking on common consistency, and it's not just about women, men too, their approach to identify with the potential resolutions of the shit that they're talking about women nowadays, okay? Without being a sponge, okay? Hold on now. Holding someone over exaggerated, misplaced attitudes. We know this, but it starts with the brothers too, okay? Maybe you need to change your tones and your tunes, not even with that badness, what to be perceived as, the headache, okay? Breaking the circle up, causing havoc. I want to also mention that most productive ways to have conversation is about having notes, right? And following an agenda of whatever the topic is, okay? So let's talk clarity. I'm giving points out, okay? I'm giving points that support a softer era for women, even for men, to allow their women to be the leaders to calm state of success with service to others over the boss battleship. Nobody wants to be a part of that, okay? Needing to warm up, the atmosphere. You ain't got to burn every damn thing down to where you done triggered somebody with triggers they ain't never, ever had supposed to have. And now you sitting up in the ER somewhere, okay? Or you sitting up and the therapist is making so much money off of you. You got to see her 4 times a week and pull your business. Come on now. Time to warm up the atmosphere. People can be human beings with their light lit and not set fire burning and throwing houses on each other. Okay? To be around and learning and a studious space of mindset is exactly how you should not be on Front Page Magazine like you're on the show called, what is it called? Law and Order. Okay? Distracted, thrown off by something that done happened, and now you got to pull you got to point your pistol. Okay? Pointing your pistol is even with your tongue, your attention, your energy, pulling the trigger, causing people to have to duck you and ghost your ass. Excuse me, but I meant it. I meant it. Okay? Close their curtains, lock the doors. Here she come. She trying to sell you something. She want to tell you something. She want to complain. She want to sit for a while and be, woe is me. Whoa. Feelings all up in my life. Teardrops running. No, we're not talking about that type of soft side. But the understanding the boss lady antics, what goes on. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of antics. No. It has to change. We got to redefine that, Any ideals, anybody? Because when we do it, oh, gosh, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. This is not just my personal thing going on. We're not going to just change the landscape for women in the workforce. We're going to drop this attack on, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I don't even want to talk about it. You guys can talk about it. You can think about it. We will also create a better world for the next generation because this is just terrible. Okay? All these hostile people going around. I don't need to be seen, but I'm not going to be excluded either. Okay? I don't need exclusive either. It's called inclusion. Okay? Thank you. Let's talk clarity.